on the apron as the field heads for the straightaway and the starting line. The crowd, a record 72,000, more than I've ever seen this race before, comes to its feet. The engines rev up for this exciting moment. The Southern 500 is underway. Bobby Allison Chevrolet on the pole, Freddie Lorenzen alongside, David Pearson way down deep in 13th place. He was the fastest qualifier, and they're off and running. And Allison scoots to the front. The Petty team, number 43 and number 11, third and fourth, with Allison in second. And now, Allison moves to the lead. Lorenzen second, Petty third, Baker fourth, and Richard Brooks, at number 45, is fifth. And Allison starts to pull away with that Chevrolet number 12. He's really moving out, and this is a bit of a surprise. He's gaining a quick advantage on the pack. Lorenzen seems to be holding up the rest of the competitors. Petty tries high on the outside. Baker following his boss. Brooks right in there. Brooks from sixth in the Mercury, a surprise runner with the leaders. And look at Allison. He has stretched his lead to almost a straightaway. Now, Petty moves by Lorenzen on the inside to take second place. It's Baker's turn now to try. Brooks hanging right on Baker's tail. Behind Brooks is Dave Marcus in the Matador, number 16, one of the small engine cars in the race. Down the track, it's Baker now, putting the pressure on Freddie Lorenzen, the comeback kid. Freddie, a former winner here, is doing a great job in that car, but it doesn't have the speed that the faster machines does. Allison continues to set the early pace in the number 12 Chevy, and running is he. Petty second, and now Baker tries on the inside to get by Lorenzen, and makes the pass good. Brooks tries to follow, can't quite make it. A long interval between first and second, and now Petty, the sport's biggest money winner, sets out in pursuit of Bobby Allison. We have a Chevrolet, two Dodges in the top three positions at this juncture. And David Pearson, who started 13th, has been working his way through the field. And there he is now, in sixth position behind Dick Brooks. He's got that Wood Brothers Mercury really humming and will be a contender. So Donnie Allison, the leader, comes by Paul Tyler, number 83. Moves past Frank Warner, number 79, as he laps the slower cars. He's setting a blistering pace. Bill Champion, number 10, is the next to be lapped by this flying leader in that Chevrolet, and the fans are really on their feet. Here he takes the high groove to go by J.D. McDuffie in the Zero car, and is he ever moving? He's got an open road high on the raceway. Coming up to put a lap on Dean Dalton in car number 7, and that Chevrolet is running wide open. Heavy traffic entering the turn. Uh-oh, Donnie Allison, ticked by Tom Gale, he spins, and more cars pile in. It's one of those big ones. They're all over the racetrack. Marcus is getting hit from both sides. Cars on the track in the infield. Debris is flying. What a smash-up. The fans run and the yellow comes out. A tremendous accident here. Many of the cars may be knocked out. Fortunately, the four leaders were not involved. And here into the pits comes Donnie Allison, that small engine Ford number 15. He's got serious front end damage. Look at the smoke caused by the tires rubbing against the bodywork. He may not be able to get back into it. And this battle continues for the lead as David Pearson in the Mercury and Bobby Allison in the Chevrolet battle for supremacy on this, the toughest racetrack on the circuit. Most auto races are driver against driver or car against car, and here Allison tries underneath Pearson and goes by for the lead. He almost made it look easy. Darlington is something different, because here one must beat, in all the other things, the track. And Allison seems to be doing that right now. He has moved to the number 1 position ahead of David Pearson in the classic mano-a-mano confrontation, man against man. The cars seem to be almost equal, able to pass the other one almost at will, and it becomes a race among men. Allison now trying to speed away, build an advantage over Pearson if he can. Pearson hanging right in there. The pitmen may well be the deciding. Oh, here's trouble. Dick Brooks sideways. Buddy Baker alongside of him. Into the wall they both go. A tough break for these drivers, and Brooks' car looks badly damaged as Baker heads for the grass. A tough one there, and again the yellow light flashes here at Darlington. And the restart. Fred Lorenzen, number 28, the first car to take the green flag on the restart. But the battle continues between the two men who have dominated this competition. Bobby Allison in the number 12 car, David Pearson in number 21. Allison a Chevy, Pearson a Mercury. Third place, a few laps down, Richard Petty in car 43 of Plymouth. And in fourth place, Fred Lorenzen in a Chevy even further back. H.B. Bailey Pontiac, number 66, is fifth, well in arrears. The competition continues to be blazing for the number 1 position. The speed slowed by yellow flags to 116, despite almost 150-mile-an-hour speeds on the track. We talked to Bobby before the race about the track.
From a driving standpoint, Bobby, having one surface from the starting line through turns 1 and 2 and another surface the rest of the way around, is this difficult?
Well, actually, after a few laps of getting used to it, you kind of you don't even think about it too much. The track is different all the way around, so you have to really be aware of where you are on the track all the time, because the contour of the turns and the banking and everything is different all the way around the track.
And the battle continues with Allison in the Chevy setting the pace as they go through the slower cars. Here the difference in speed is graphically shown as they go by the back markers here at Darlington. Allison pulls down as he heads into heavy traffic on the main straightaway. There's not much room there, and look at Pearson. Ah, that's bravura and driving as he puts that Mercury into the lead ahead of Allison. The difference between the two cars appears to be handling and horsepower. Allison's car a mite faster with more straightaway speed, but Pearson's Mercury will go wherever he steers it. And now Allison, using that steam, that power, challenges Pearson in the corner. What a race we're seeing. That was the 20th lead change of the race. Most of the changes have been between David Pearson and Bobby Allen, and this is one of the most competitive 500-mile races fans here at Darlington have ever seen. The new surface is certainly holding up well, and has allowed the cars to race the full width of the track, making for much finer competition than in years past. And now Allison tries the inside, turns on that Chevy, can't find racing room. And now on the turn, inside of Pearson, and he goes. He almost makes it look easy. The Chevy has to be in the right place. It has the power when Allison wants it. And now it's up to Pearson to find another hole, another slow-down area to put his Mercury back in front. And the leader, Bobby Allison, elects to pit under the green. Now here's where the pit crews can do him a favor or cost him some ground. He's getting fuel and right side tires. The big man on the fuel can picks that tank up. It holds 11 gallons. It weighs close to 70 pounds, like it were a loaf of bread. The rubber's been changed. The clock is ticking away. David Pearson out on the track, running hard. 2 cans of fuel in, and away he goes, and our watch says 20 seconds for the Junior Johnson crew as Bobby Allison burns rubber getting back on the Darlington Raceway. David Pearson on the track has been signaled to come in, and they're telling him now to stop for fuel. That's Glenn Wood of the famous Wood Brothers crew, the owners and those who maintain this magnificent Mercury. Here comes Pearson into the pits. We're going to time this stop. It's going to be outside rubber for the Spartanburg, South Carolina driver. A windshield wash by a man not over the pit wall. They don't want to send too many men over. The fuel is in the back. The clock is ticking away. Pneumatic hoses work the wrenches that remove the lug nuts. Leonard Wood jumps across, and a 16.2-second stop. So the Wood brothers have given David Pearson 2 things: a 4-second advantage over Bobby Allison and the lead. Here's the 1 and 2 combination again. It's been this way most of the afternoon here at Darlington. Pearson and Allison, Allison and Pearson, their own private auto competition. One of these gentlemen is going to win the Southern 500. The question, of course, which one? The Wood Brothers pit crew doing a bit better job than the Junior Johnson boys, but that Chevy hard to beat out here today. On the straightaway and past the stands, the fans have been on their feet more than they've been sitting today at this Darlington 500. Now, 1 car length behind. Allison draws a bead on Pearson. As they move into traffic, he ducks down low, and he turns the table. Heavy traffic on the straightaway, and the Chevy takes the inside road and goes into the number 1 position once again for lead change number 21 in this exciting Southern 500. What a race, and the Chevy is once again in front of the Mercury. The checkered flag is getting closer and closer, and he does not want to be in the number 2 position. Drafting is not a significant factor here at Darlington. Now the Chevy goes down. Door handle to door handle, the cars race onto the straightaway. Pearson fights back the challenge, and there they touch. What racing! The fans are going agog at this tremendous competition here at the granddaddy of all superspeedways, Darlington Raceway, and the Chevy passes the Mercury on the inside. And another change of the lead as the Alabama driver Allison is now out front. Pearson, a 3-time national champion, dropped to 2nd. 3 feet behind. What an automobile race. He's not giving up. He's trying back. What competitive spirit as these 2 drivers in a knockdown, drag-out auto competition never give up on the Darlington Raceway. But Allison is the first one to stop for his final refueling. Here he comes in the number 12 car. Let's clock this stop as the Junior Johnson Herb Nab pit crew goes to work. No tires, no windshield wiping, gas and gas alone. And out he goes. It's a 9-second stop for Bobby Allison. 9-second stop, and he has enough gas now to go the remaining few laps in this 23rd Southern 500. Here is Pearson now coming in. Let's watch the Wood brothers at work as they too go over the wall with hand in hand. Remember now, he has only high gear. Very quick. Less than a can is going in. And look at this. He's on his way out. He spins the wheels. Remember, no second or third gear. A 7-second stop. So the Wood brothers have done it again. And David Pearson, not handicapped too much, with high gear only, gets back on the track some 2 seconds ahead of Bobby Allison and takes the lead. Here's a wide interval as the closing laps of the Southern 500 come up. So the Wood brothers again show their mastery in the pits and put their man out in front of his rival by one of the widest margins we've seen all afternoon. It's a breathtaking race. Every living being at Darlington International Raceway is on his feet. Down the straightaway, into the number 3 turn. It's still Pearson and Allison. The rest of the competition hopelessly in arrears, and now Allison dives low in turn 3, where passing was never done before, and takes the lead. Allison moves the Chevy in front. 4 laps to go. And now it's Pearson's turn to figure out a way to get back in front. Pearson passed cleanly by Allison. A beautiful bit of driving there. Plenty of room. And now Pearson is the challenger. This place has seen many great auto races, but never one like today. They're using the high groove on the track, full steam ahead. And Pearson is not letting the Chevy go away. And 3 laps now. 3 laps to go before the finish in this great automobile competition. The Southern 500, the granddaddy of all the stock car races, and Pearson gets up very close to the wall, had to get out of the throttle just a wee bit, and it cost him a couple of car lengths. It may cost him the race. Off the back straightaway into the low bank 3rd and 4th turn. This is the old surface, the slower of the 2 turns here at Darlington. Into the main straightaway now. And 2 laps to go with traffic. Marcus is in the way. And Pearson gets a bit of a break. He closes in. But Allison goes by on the high side as Marcus, a veteran and gentleman driver, gives him racing room. Pearson now drops to 3 lengths behind. They're coming down for the white flag next time round. Can Pearson do it? Allison, the winner of the Southern 500 last year, hoping now for 2 straight. It's more heavy traffic as the cars whiz by the slower machines. Allison cutting it fine there, and the white flag. 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go, and he has traffic in front of him. Can Pearson pull it out? There's not much room, and rather than slow down, Allison goes to the narrow opening, squeezing through between the slower car and the top rail, and Pearson follows suit. Down the back straightaway, a half a lap. Pearson making his move now, but he doesn't find the steam, nor does he have the racing room. In the final pair of corners for this Southern 500, it's Bobby Allison in the Chevy, David Pearson in the Mercury, and down for the checkered flag, and Allison has won. What a dramatic finish to this dramatic race. And the winner heads for the pits. A record-breaking crowd, a $21,000 victory for Alabama's pride and joy, Bobby Allison. And here he is. Can you hear that crowd, Bobby?
Yeah, I can, Chris.
Have you ever had a tougher one?
Not that I can remember, no. It's really a great feeling. I want to thank Junior. And this old Chevy is really all right. And the Coca-Cola people that have helped us, all the people that have helped us, I just want to thank them because...
Bobby, what won it for you? You guys were passing one another back and forth. More than 25 times you traded the lead, and at the end you were in front. What did it?
Well, I think our car just had it a little bit all the way around the racetrack on David. And whenever we got in it tight, it seemed like I could get out of it quicker. The slow cars were terrible today. Well, it just wouldn't get out of the way. They held us both up something terrible. But whenever we would get in a tight, it seemed like I could make a little better time than he could.
Winning at Darlington is something special, isn't it?
It certainly is, Chris.
All the best to you, Bobby Allison.